what's up you guys, this is Rob from Gay Guy Plays, and today we are doing something just a little bit different as always. So initially this video was just supposed to be a promotional video for the fact that I'm gonna be doing a Twitch partnership celebration stream today, which is Saturday the 23rd at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time over at twitch.tv/agayGuyPlays, and we're gonna be giving away Hydroid Prime access, we're gonna be giving away 1,000 Plat, there's gonna be Plat giveaways every hour, and also my unicorn ribbon, at least one of them, at the very least. There might be more if the times keep rolling. But this actually got me thinking, because somebody had pointed it out in one of my streams, that it's actually been a year since I went full-time on YouTube and Twitch. And I was just kind of like shocked and amazed. I didn't realize how far I've come, so I figured I would go ahead and do a quick chat about that as well, because we've been through a lot, y'all. So this is the build that we're going into. I don't know, actually I do know that we're gonna fight against Grineer enemies, so let's go ahead and use that, and we're gonna go and jump into a little bit of an Axie farm real quick, and we'll talk. Now, it's really funny because I'm the kind of person, and this I'm sure drives a lot of my friends and family crazy. I'm the kind of person that doesn't realize what they've gotten into until they're into it. And that's exactly kind of like what ended up happening with YouTube. Like, I don't think that people realize the fact that I never thought I would make it on YouTube. I never thought I would make it to become a Warframe partner. It was so funny because literally initially when the Warframe partnership program came out, I was like, ooh, they're not gonna let me in on that. I was like, that's not gonna happen. Good luck with that. And then come to find out, you know, 2 years in a row, I end up getting invited to be a VIP over at TennoCon, and I was like, man, who would have thunk? Little old me. And then here I am, you know, doing the whole YouTube thing, and I was like, yeah, it's never gonna happen for me on Twitch, you know, I'm never gonna get partnered. Then they come in with the affiliate program, and I was like, oh yeah, we'll just do affiliate, that'll be easy peasy, like, you know, we're automatically in, no big deal. And then just a little bit after that, I become a Twitch partner, and I'm like, what is even happening with the world these days? And I think that's because I don't ever expect to succeed. Is that utterly terrible? That's literally because a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people have been asking me lately, oh, how do you, what is it, what are your tips to make it big on YouTube or Twitch? I was like, don't expect anything. I think a lot of people walk onto the platform and they expect, I'm gonna get this many viewers, and I'm gonna get this many subs, in this amount of time, yada yada yada, so on and so forth, and legitimately none of that is promised. YouTube is not, especially in this current platform, YouTube is not an easy platform to get into. There are algorithms and stuff that you can try to work, but legitimately, you know, nothing is ever promised, and that's the way that I kind of look at it. I've heard, you know, I've heard of a lot of people, you know, thinking that it's just gonna be that easy. And you know what's really funny is, like, maybe it's because they look at people as idiotic as me doing well on YouTube, and they're like, well, if he can do it, I surely can do it. And I'm like, you know what, you guys are maybe more competent than me. But I think that just my blind joy in what I do is the one thing that keeps me safe. Legitimately, like I kind of had stated earlier, I don't really expect to be successful in anything I do. I just kind of, as you've heard me say a million times over, I just put it out there into the universe. And, you know, the universe will do what it does with what you put out. But the most important thing is that you put out, oh, this is everything turned into a dirty joke for me. You guys have to understand that there's a lot of times where I don't intend on a joke to be dirty. It just ends up becoming dirty just because of the fact that it's me. It's me, your friendly neighborhood dirty person. But no, and I think that there's a lot of expectation for people. And I think that's a life thing. I don't necessarily think that it's just like a YouTube thing or like you know, a Twitch thing or anything. I think that there's a lot of people that in their life just expect that they're going to be successful. and they expect to, you know, have this by the age of this. And I think, I think that maybe that's something that you do when you're a little bit younger. And I'm not saying that I'm ancient by any means, but what I am saying is kind of like I've grown up to the point to recognize the fact that, life is never the way you planned it, y'all. Life is never ever the way you planned it. I planned to be married at the age of 24, and you know what? I damn well near did it. I damn well near did it at the age of 24. Done and got married, white picket fence, and all of that kind of stuff. And that's just not the way that I knew would make me happy. I came up with this plan, and you know, I found a man that was, I was gonna say great and wonderful and beautiful and majestic, but maybe just beautiful and majestic. Maybe great in his own way, but the fact is, it's kind of like that did not come. No, even though on paper I had everything right, you know, I had all the qualifications on paper for a beautiful, wonderful life. At the end of the day, I realized that those things weren't necessarily the things that was gonna make me happy. Like, as many of you guys know, I had a job with a big corporation. You know, I had a job with a big corporation. You know, I had insurance benefits and all that kind of stuff, and you know, but I realized, you know, that that wasn't necessarily the kind of life that I wanted to lead. I wanted something that was a little bit my own. Whoa, is that a new follower? Well, thank you for following me at goddamn 3:55 in the morning. But legitimately, that's kind of like how it all ends up going, is I never expect to succeed. I never expect a 10-0 VIP invite. I never expect that I'm gonna get invited. Every year, like the first year I was like, well, 10-0 VIP seems fun, or not 10-0, what is it? 10-0 Con seems fun, but I can't pay for a ticket, you know what I mean? That's not gonna happen. And this year too, I was like, you know, I just am not, listen, I don't work for L'Oreal anymore. I don't have L'Oreal money at all. So there is no way that I'm gonna make it to 10-0 Con. I was like, oh well, I guess I'm not gonna make it to 10-0 Con this year. And then I ended up getting an invite again, and I was like, y'all wanted me back after the first time? I was like, you guys are crazy, but hey, thank you so much for inviting me again. And that's kind of weird because I'm not necessarily the person who celebrates their victories. I'll celebrate it for a moment. I'll be like, yay, that was amazing. Now moving forward to the next goal. Because that's how I tend to be. I tend to kind of like blindly fumble forward, and I end up stumbling on, you know, what I stumble on, and that's just kind of like the way that it is. And that's exactly what happened with YouTube and Twitch. Legitimately, like, I did YouTube. I did not ever expect it to be a thing. I worked a full-time job alongside YouTube. But what I wanted to do in the long run was to kind of like try to make more of it. So while I was working my full-time job, I was also investing in creating an audience on YouTube. And then after I created the audience on YouTube, I started dabbling with streaming. And more recently, I got into it and I was like, all right, let's make this a real thing. Let's make this a real thing. So we kind of pushed to make the Twitch channel, legitimate and do all of that kind of stuff, stream a little bit more, and then all of a sudden, boom, Twitch partnership. And I was like, I did not expect this, especially, you know, we're gonna be real. I gotta be real here with you guys. There's some background drama that happens in this community, and you're like, this person doesn't like me, and this person doesn't like me, and this person doesn't like me. So let's see how that all goes. And especially, you know, when some of those people are on the platform that you're trying to, that you're like, oh, let's see what we can do here. And you're like, oh, okay, but this is the platform where people don't like me. Okay. So maybe this isn't gonna be a good idea. But, you know, somehow it all ends up working out. You just kind of, like, laugh about it, and you're like, alright, if you make it, you make it. If you don't make it, you don't make it. And I think a lot of people maybe take things a little more seriously than I do. And, you know, and I'm like, you guys, just chill out. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't come, it doesn't come. That's what happens. And that's how it basically was on Twitch. That's the same thing that happened on Patreon, too. And by the way, my Patreons are the unsung heroes of this channel. They're literally the unsung heroes of this channel. I post like twice at the end of the month because my ass is so fucking late to that Patreon. I am terrible, you guys. I'm literally the worst. I am literally the worst. And I have to thank you guys for allowing me not necessarily the freedom, but understanding that I am the worst and saying, yeah, we know Rob's the worst. We'll put up with you. And I'm like, thank you guys for putting up with me and my ridiculousness, whether you're on my Patreon, or whether you're on my Twitch, or whether you're just a YouTube sub. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Every single one of you guys put up with my craziness. You're like, here's Rob being crazy again on the Twitter. I was like, man, Rob's about to dig into these Reddit people, and he's about to roll his eyes and get his ass into some trauma again. But I do have to admit that the community that I've built, and that we all built together collectively, because, you know, I see you guys, I see you heroes in the comments, I see you guys see it in there when you see all the stupid crazy things. I see all of you guys coming through and you're like, man, this is stupid, stop being stupid. And nothing makes me happier than to recognize that the community is kind of like being independent and being able to stand up for themselves. Even the part of the community that's like, hey Rob, remember Peacemaker? Peacemaker doesn't hit body shots. And they're like, you might want to go test that thing that you did with Arcane Victory again. And I'm like, oh, that was just a carryover buff from when I hit it with the dual tox assist. I see, thank you. You know, the community is like an independent, and that's what I like about our community, is a very independent, thought-based group of people. They're like, I see you, Rob. I like what you're putting out, but here's where you gotta tweak it a little bit. And I think that a lot of people don't think that I can take constructive criticism, but I think what a lot of people fail to realize is that not all criticism is constructive, and that not all criticism is helpful. I think that everybody thinks that their criticism is the best criticism in the world. Look at how analytically talented I am, and I'm like, you crazy, but all right. But I know that some people are just out there to help, and sometimes they try, and sometimes they try on things that they shouldn't try on. But I appreciate the thought. I appreciate the thought, and that's the one thing, like I said, I never really dwell on my victories for too much, but I think that that's probably the biggest victory that I've had, is to build something with so many just intelligent and funny and smart people, and I don't think I get to tell you guys that in video form. Some of y'all who leave your comments, I'm sitting here cracking up. You guys have me laughing so hard because of the fact that you guys are so ridiculously clever, and you guys just literally have me rolling, especially when you go in like savages on some of these people. I was like, man, y'all came after him more than I would have come after him. You literally went for that. And I was like, savage. Or all of these people who were like offering up, like, I think it was on my last video where I was talking about the different ways for, you know, that you could increase the efficiency of a build, and they're like, Rob, you forgot what do you call it, syndicate weapons. And, you know, a part of the thought process behind that was, oh, well, it's a weapon, it's technically outside of the build, it's another crutch. And they were like, oh, you forgot pads. And I was like, technically kind of like outside of the build. I wanted to keep it all like centralized within the builds and whatnot, except I guess you could say that my argument over energy orbs not being a crazy rare drop like some people pretend it is kind of like another thing, but you know, that's a whole nother topic. Regardless, I guess it boils down to it. 4 years later, I believe it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years, and if we count it, we've got Tenogen in the market. I have an augment mod for Loki, which is not very popular, but it's an interesting augment mod nonetheless. Been to 2 TennoCons, invited to 2 TennoCons, I'm now a Twitch partner. What else is there? I was on the 100 Days of Warframe comic at the very end with Mogamu, which was really cool. Did a charity stream with DE on Prime Time. And then there's just a bunch of other things, and I got to work with some amazing people in the community, whether it's Xenogellion on his podcast, or like on the Arbiter's review that we just did that I refuse to watch because I'm really paranoid that it's terrible, or that I'm terrible. The rest of the cast is great. I'm the one that's holding everything back. But yeah, So many accomplishments. Well, I guess maybe, I don't know. See, a part of me says so many accomplishments. And I'm like, maybe it's not really that many accomplishments. Maybe I need to push for more accomplishments. Regardless, cheers to 1 year of being full-time on YouTube. Cheers to making it as a Twitch partner. And cheers, most importantly, for having you guys as an amazing, wonderful, beautiful community. And for everybody who supports me, whether it's being here on YouTube and watching the videos and being a part of the 360p squad. Man, back in the days, we had the 301 club. Now y'all are coming through with this 360p club, and I love it. Thank you to the Patreons who put up with my terrible scheduling. To the people on Twitch who know me as the worst Twitch streamer ever. And everything else. Thank you guys so much for making the first year successful. And it's still a struggle. I still live paycheck to paycheck, y'all. But yeah, thank you so much. I hope you guys join me on the celebration stream, which is coming up again, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, over at twitch.tv/agayGuyPlays. We're going to be giving away a Hydroid Prime access. We're going to be giving away 75 Plat every hour, and those are just like the open giveaways. That's also where we're going to be doing, we'll probably do some glyph giveaways there too. I like to kind of like mix it in. And then the sub-only giveaways will be the 1000 Plat, the Euphona Prime Rivens. Maybe if we hit our sub goal, then we'll give away both of my Euphona Prime Rivens, both of the extra ones. Hold on, let's take a look at them real fast. Let's take a look at which ones we're going to be giving away, because those are a part of the channel history. You can't, that's not the whole thing about it. So this is the one that we're definitely going to give away. You guys can't see it, but hold on. It is the Euphona Prime Ignistasis, which is 47 critical damage, 54 heat, and 69.7 multi-shot. How appropriate, and 95 rolls on that one. And then if we make it to our sub-goal, I think this is the one, which is the 4.53 fire rate, 132.3 damage, and 52.6 critical damage. Y'all, that's a good one. That's a hard one to part with, but if you guys, if we end up getting to where we need to get, then that will be yours. And as for the Hydroid Prime access, just make sure that you're chilling out in chat, that you're earning gherkins. We'll explain that on the stream. Regardless, I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope to see you guys there, and I will chat with you soon. Bye-bye!